Okay, so we'll get started and I'll put you all on speaker view. Hey, welcome to Open Your Heart, Brighten Your Breath, Valentine's Day 2021 yoga class. I am so grateful to so many of you for working with me over the course of the last year. It's been a challenge business-wise and personally, and so many of you have showed up, and my heart really is touched and appreciative about the support I've been given, and that's one of the reasons I wanted to offer this class up too. So hopefully you're sitting with your hips higher than your knees, which is more healthy for the pelvic bowl, the pelvic organs, and a gentle arch in your low back. Okay. So oftentimes I have found that I don't like Valentine's Day. And what I actually don't like about it is the saccharine kind of hallmark plastic quality of everything's good, just be happy, it's all good. And when you've had losses or lost dear friends like I've had, or loved ones, and actually like many of us have, it's not, we don't respond to the saccharine hallmark thing. And I want to speak about having a more authentic heart, an awakened heart. And that's why when I started to drop into what's really in this heart, when I started to lovingly attune to this heart with respect and honor, it started to reveal, it became a portal for a deep connection to my depths, to a greater love and appreciation. But I really had to get here first. So our hearts actually are a hub of everything that's meaningful. We do live in a culture that tends to glorify the mind and how smart we are. However, there is a deep, profound wisdom and guidance in the heart as we work to open the heart. And then our minds and our life choices are more heart affirming. They're more life affirming. They're not just mental and disconnected from the heart or the belly, but actually reflective of a more awakened heart. So the truth is we have many hearts. And we've got the infant's heart, the young, needy, very tender, transparent heart. We all have seen that part of ourselves, I'm sure. We've got the child teenage heart. That heart is a little bit more rebellious. It wants to individuate, be separate from, different from, find its unique self. Can you relate? We've all also got this more teenage, childish heart. We've got a mature heart, which is hopefully the heart we bring to our relationships and our friendships, where we offer kindness, we're open to communication, we hang in there when things get difficult, we love the truth. But what helped me learn to love Valentine's Day was beginning to grow a more awakened heart. And what is an awakened heart? An awakened heart does not reject anything. It includes everything. It doesn't reject our pain, our griefs, our losses, our hurts. It doesn't reject our anguish. It doesn't reject others. So an awakened heart is an inclusive heart and is strong enough and loving enough to hold all of it, our own and other people's. So in my work towards awakening this heart, I've had to work with a certain amount of loss and grief and anger, and I still am. But what I found is that I feel like my heart is growing. It's more boundless. There's more compassion. The spiritual virtues become more available for all of us when we start to free up, honor the heart, listen to the heart, and let it move its trapped energy. Let it tell its stories in a way where we actually listen with compassion. The spiritual virtues become available, such as real compassion, not just for ourselves or people we like, for all beings who are suffering. For equanimity of the heart, a certain peacefulness in the heart, even when things are chaotic and topsy-turvy, and that we can find that. Other spiritual virtues, loving kindness, towards ourselves when we're hurting, rather than judging ourselves or an intense inner critic. We turn to ourselves with more loving kindness. And an awakened heart offers that to others when we see them judging themselves and others. An awakened heart has no biases. It doesn't judge others. It doesn't see mental differences between people based on skin color or gender or religion or gender identity or sexual preference. The awakened heart sees human beingness. And that's what I wanted to dedicate this class to, so that we can embody more of that awakened heart quality. Please close your eyes, place your hands on your heart. Turn inside. And please send 5 loving breaths into your heart, caressing your heart with your breath. What occupies your heart today? What thoughts, if any, are there? What hurts, jealousies, challenges, joys, excitements are in your heart today? Can you meet your heart exactly where it is without meddling, manipulating, or trying to fabricate some kind of saccharine Valentine's Day response? Nice. If you care to join me in chanting Om from the heart, we chant Om to invoke the sacred, to learn to embody more of that which is holy and sacred into our beingness and our hearts. We chant Om in order to have it be a body-based prayer for all of humanity, seeing the unity, the connectedness, the sameness rather than the differences. It's optional, and if you care to join me in chanting Om, we'll do that 3 times from the heart. Big full inhale. As we practice true yoga together today, we share the collective intention, commitment, prayer to help our hearts awaken and heal, so that there will be a ripple effect, not just personally in our health, our well-being, our own hearts, but in those around us, the community, the country, and the planet. Release your hands, open your eyes, and let's get started. We'll actually start in a child's pose. I'd like you to have a couple of blocks. You're going to step your knees back and take your booty down towards your heels and stretch long. Take your blocks. You don't have to have blocks, but it helps to have them. And stretch them long in front of you. Rest your forehead on the ground. If that's not accessible, rest your forehead on a block or a book. If your booty can't reach the floor, you can sit on something. 5 breaths in child's pose, inviting length into the spine, rooting your sits bones and your booty back. Neck is long, breath is deep. 3 more breaths. Child's pose, Balasana. And then crescent your arms on your blocks or the floor, over to your right, and rest your head down. A humble heart, a heart with humility, a heart that can hold everything, rejects nothing. Stretch the left side body long. Breathe deeply into the heart and the back of the heart. And then please switch over to your left side. You're expanding and opening the right ribs and lungs. Meditate on your heart and what occupies the heart, sensing yourself deeply and with loving attunement. Great. And then you can look up. You can continue to do that. I'm going to give you some options here. You can come up to sort of a cat-cow position and weave. Actually, we'll do cat-cow first. So you're on hands and knees. If you have troublesome knees, simply put a blanket or something comfortable under your knees. And start your cat-cow where you inhale and flex within. You tuck your booty, you tuck your head, and you exhale, chest up, booty up, inhale. And please do this mindfully for about 5 breaths. Find fluidity in the spine, keep it succulent and juicy, not forced. Keep the breath deep and rhythmic. Very nice. You're as young as your spine is flexible. You're as spiritual as your being is flexible. Nice. And then I want you to do a variation of cat-cow where you might take your head left, booty left, head right, booty right, kind of like a fish movement. And do that for 5 breaths. Just inviting the fluidity, not forcing it. Flexible in your spine, deepening your breath, present in your body. And then come back up to neutral. And for this cat-cow is more all directions. You want to focus at the diaphragm area, which is fascially connected to your heart and fascially connected to the sacred psoas, GPS of the soul, as we want the diaphragm to be fluid and move in every direction. And so do that now, taking the diaphragm right with the breath, left with the breath, forward, back, diagonally. Let it undulate like a jellyfish. When our diaphragms get tight, it's often second to feeling over-obligated in life or shoulds. We're very loyal to our family conditioning and we're not free in ourselves. Well, freeing up the diaphragm is one way to begin to free up our spirits and our bodies, not to mention brightening the breath. Well done. And now for a little fun, and you can just watch first. If you can tuck one arm, just watch this whole thing. I'll tuck the left arm under, and I'm going to roll back, sort of a gentle twist. Head is lined up with the spine, not forward. And then if you're feeling frisky or you have a more advanced practice, take the right leg forward, the left arm to the shin, and then the right arm up to the sky, and 5 breaths here, wringing out, twisting out old trapped energy, old memories and challenges. 5 breaths. So don't go for the advanced pose if you're new to yoga. Just pick the pose that feels right to you. Breathe deeply. Enjoy the twist. There's no rush. And then second side. You'll slide the right arm through, or whatever, the other arm through. Bring the leg straight and forward. Breathe deeply. Can you brighten your breath under a compressive challenge in life? That's what you're practicing right here, right now. Well done. Make your way back to cat-cow, please. And then we're going to make our way to downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Root your knuckles, spread your fingers radiantly. Look down at your fingers, open them up, stretch them, and root the knuckles. Melt behind the heart. Inhale deeply and exhale your way back to downward facing dog. Lift your hips and your knees. Your feet are hip width apart and parallel. It looks like this. And just walk this dog out. Keep it fluid. Breath is deep. Let your whole body breathe. An alternative, if you don't want to be weight bearing, you can do downward facing dog off a countertop or a chair. 3 more breaths. And then find a place of stillness. Stretch the hands, root down into the earth. The heart softens, the spine grows long, the hips lift, the heels stretch back, downward facing dog. Very nice. And then step the right leg forward for a low lunge. Again, if you have a knee issue, put something under the left knee. Bring your hands to your front knee. Great. Inhale deeply. Get long between your hips and your pits so you're not tanking into the hip. You're long, shoulders back. Migrate your shoulder blades towards the spine. Breathe deeply. It's a nice hip opener. Scissor the legs towards one another isometrically. Inhale your arms up. And do a gentle crescent over to your right. In fact, bend the elbows and pull the elbows apart, broadening the collarbones and brightening the lungs. So the left, your hands are clasped, your elbows are separated. Breathe deeply. Brighten the lungs with more deep breath. Very nice. And then exhale, and to the best of your ability, bow down inside the front knee diagonally. 5 breaths here. Caressing any tensions in the hip with your breath. Not forcing nor backing off too much, but just stay on the edge where there's a nice stretch. And breathe deep prana, loving kindness into the tensions in the hips. Some of you may be able to bow down, some of you may be on your fingertips. It's all good. Very nice. Inhale your way up. Bend the left leg, or if you have a strap or a scarf handy, or a gentle thigh stretch. No aggression, no force. Just invite the front of the left thigh to open. 5 breaths. Stay grounded in the front foot. Stay heavenward with the chest and the heart. Draw your waist out of your hips. Breathe deeply. Nice. And release that side. Make your way back to another downward facing dog, or if you have a more advanced practice and want to go through a vinyasa and chaturanga, you can do that. I'm just going to stretch back into downward facing dog. Knuckles rooted, arms strong, spine long. Lift the hips, stretch your heels back, soften the heart. Arms are strong, legs are engaged towards the midline. 3 breaths. Let the breath massage your organs. And step the other leg forward for a low lunge. I can't remember. I'm doing my left side. Core strong, long between the hips and the pits, heart lifted. Okay? You can drop into the hip if you have a more advanced practice. Inhale your arms up and crescent over to your left. Three breaths here. Bend the elbows. Drag the elbows apart. Lift the heart into the space you created. Head back and stacked. Beautiful. I'm going to take a look-see here. Oh, you all look great. Wonderful. Well done. And then bow down inside the front knee, or just stay on your fingertips. It's still an excellent hip opener. Legs are strong. Scissor the legs towards one another isometrically. Draw the navel in, engage your glutes. This keeps the pelvic girdle on and keeps your back, sacroiliac, and hips safe. So don't be all loosey-goosey in these poses. Bow down, a couple more breaths. As you're bowing down, stretch your spine long, lengthen the back of your neck. Well done. And then a thigh stretch. On the right side, use your strap, a scarf, or your hand. Shoulders are back, chest is lifted, head and neck regal. Breathe deeply. Yoga helps us create a body vehicle, a sacred body vehicle for embodying more of the sacred, the holy. Yoga helps us move trapped energy and stuck places so that we can embody, breathe, and live more awakening. One more breath. And release. Downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. And step forward. Step your feet together, standing forward fold, Uttanasana. Keep your feet active, lift and spread your toes, find your arches. I can't hear you. I think someone needs to mute themselves. Make sure you're muted. Standing forward fold, and good to have a couple of blocks. Inhale, stretch your spine long, keep your legs strong and straight like pillars of support. Strong and straight legs will support the opening of the heart. Exhale, melt behind the heart, soften and bow. Legs stay strong, hugging towards the midline, glutes are engaged. Inhale, stretch the spine long. Exhale, please bow. Inhale one more time. Exhale, bow. Beautiful. Bring your hands to your hips. Very well done. Thank you. Legs are strong. Look down at your feet. Keep them active. Your feet are your relationship with the earth. You lift and spread the toes and engage your arches. It tonifies all the muscles of the body, but it also invites the support of Mother Earth into your body. Right? So feet are active and engaged. Right. Inhale, arms up. Root down into the earth, rise up tall. Exhale your arms down. Inhale, arms up. Exhale down. Don't let this be muscular. And fill up with the grace of the breath. Inhale, fill up. Stretch the arms wide, high, heart to the sky. Reach up. Exhale the arms down. 2 more on your own. The breath leads. Don't go too fast. Don't over effort here. Beautiful. Step your right leg behind your left. Snug up your thighs, hug towards the midline. Put your pelvic girdle on to get
Switch camera.
Put your pelvic. Oh,
So that's just
somebody
her
needs to
camera.
What do
mute.
you want?
Her,
Oh,
the presenter. Let me get back to her.
where is she?
She's
Somewhere.
not in there. She's supposed to be here. She just went away when I answered the phone. To
Is this
that's
her?
her. Yeah.
You're not muted. Okay, I just muted everybody. Raise your hand if you can hear me. Okay, great. Such is the nature.
I can't hear you anymore.
You're muted, Dr. Hope.
Okay, can you hear me? Oh, thank you. Thanks, Danny. Thanks, Adela. Okay. We stepped our right leg behind our left. Squeeze the thighs together. The pelvic girdle is on. What does that mean? Zip your navel up and in. Engage your hips towards the midline. You're not thrust forward and you're not overextended. Stack. Squeeze your thighs towards the midline. Snug up with your intention to grow a more awakened heart. Put that into your bones, your cells, and your tissues. Inhale your arms up. Clasp. Shoulders back, head back. Then crescent over to your left. This is a lovely fascial stretch on the right side. Stretch your elbows apart. Draw your heart up to the sky. Keep the head back and stacked. Glutes engaged. 2 more breaths. And release. And switch sides. Left leg behind right. Engage. Pelvic girdle on. Core strong. Glutes. Arms up. Clasp. Inhale, length. And crescent over to your right. You're right for opening all the fascial stretch on the left. Head back, heart lifted. 3 big breaths. Of course, if a joint hurts or something doesn't feel right, I'm trusting you won't force yourself and you'll back off. Just find the edge where it feels so good. Nice. Well done. And back to center. Let's have a little fun. We're going to balance on one leg. Okay. And crescent. So one of the best things for the heart is play. Keep this playful. How far over to the left can you go? And if you fall, good for you. Don't hurt yourself, but just keep it playful. Good. Smile. The heart loves nothing more than play, innocent play. Second side, arms up, leg up. How far can you go? If you're really rigid, loosen up a bit. Be willing to fall and float. If you're all floaty and you can't find your core, hug in more, strong muscular energy, and play. And back to center. Nice. Great. Play will always nourish our hearts. Music, dance, yoga. What nourishes your heart? What can you take from the class today and bring more into your life that really uplifts your heart and your soul? I can guarantee you it's not going to be something like chocolate or food necessarily. What uplifts your heart? Shake it out. Our bodies are warehouses for trapped energy from being in embryo, an infant, a child, teenager, adult. All of our repressed or unresolved losses get trapped in our bones and our fascia, creating pain, inflammation, and discomfort, health challenges. Really good just to shake it all out. And if you're not shy, let those glutes shake it all out too. Good. Moving trapped energy out of the body helps us stay healthy. If your mind says you're feeling silly, just tell it to shut up. Good. Okay. And sometimes, this is a more advanced group, so you'll appreciate this. Sometimes when we have pain in the back of the hips, it's because there's trapped energy there. It's not always musculoskeletal. But it's fun to do a little kicking. Ha! And move some vocal energy. Ha! 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 I challenge you to find a chair, a wall, or a countertop and move some energy. Ha! 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 More than likely, your hips will thank you, and so will the people around you, unless it's them that you're kicking. Take another couple breaths. I do this almost every day to move trapped energy, and I'll tell you what, I feel younger and better than ever, happier than I've ever been since I started these practices. Fold your hands in front of your heart. Close your eyes, please turn inside. Enjoy the beating of your heart. Deep somatic awareness. 80 beats per minute. 42 million beats a year. Honor your heart and its hard work. Enjoy the pulse of your lungs, your breaths, 20,000 breaths a day. Honor your lungs. And release your hands. Open your eyes. And take a wide stance. Stretch your arms out. Your feet are under about where your wrists would be. Wake up the feet, lift and spread the toes and the arches, and hug towards the midline as if you wanted to wrinkle your mat. That's it, great. And then we'll do a little flow here. Bend the right leg, stretch the right arm overhead, lean to your left. Bend the left leg, lean to the right, stretch the left arm. And now flow like a sea vegetable, flowing with the tides. As human beings, we need to learn to flow with the challenges and obstacles in life, neither to repress them, allow them to inform us, grow us. Let those challenges reveal their grace and the opportunities. Good. And now a little more flow, like so. Breath is deep and full. How wide can you stretch your arm up? How high? Can you keep it fluid, succulent, and juicy? If you can, you will age more gracefully and live longer and be happier. Keep it fluid. Very nice. Great. Step your feet a little closer, please. Feet pointing straight ahead. Bend your knees. Keep your posture stacked so you're not sticking your booty out or tucked under, but stacked. Center the pelvis. Inhale your arms up and exhale down with a strong ha. Inhale up. Ha. Inhale up. Empowered. Ha. Goddess pose. Ha. Inhale up. Ha. Don't be shy. Ha. Inhale up. Ha. Nice. Step your feet together. Please place your hand on your heart. Close your eyes. The more empowered we are in our lives, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, the more the awakened heart begins to express itself in all our relations and connections. So important to work towards empowerment rather than disempowerment. And release your hands. Nice job. Inhale up. Exhale, standing forward fold, please. Downward facing dog. Plank position, push-up position. Slowly lower down to cobra. I'm gonna move my screen here a moment. You can see me a little better. Okay. Cobra, your hands are on either side of your chest. Now draw your waist out of your hips. Leave your hips where they are and lengthen between the hips and the pits. Hug your legs together strong. Your hands are flat on either side of the breast. Shoulders back. Migrate the shoulders towards your spine. Keep the legs strong. Inhale, curl up, heart opener. Take your heart forward, stretch long through your heels. Heart stretches forward, heels stretch back. And then exhale, release. Keep it fluid. Keep it beautiful. Again, inhale up. Exhale down. Beautiful heart opener. Cobra, Bhujangasana. Oh, you all look great. Okay, very nice. Now, please turn and lie on your backs. Actually, I want you to watch me, so come up to sitting. I want to do a breathing exercise that I have found to be very life-changing for breathing difficulties, for working with the sacred psoas muscle, and in general, expanding the brightness of the lungs. And when the lungs are bright and full and the diaphragm is free of obligation and shoulds, we are free. We make life-affirming choices rather than choices based on obligations or the past or conditioning. We're much more free to be who we are. So we're going to do some work to liberate the diaphragm and the breath. Watch. You're going to lie on your backs in a minute, not yet, with your knees bent. You're going to place your hands on the low ribs. There's a gentle arch in your low back. And firmly, but without force, you're going to press the ribs back and breathe deeply here. And what's the point of this? Do you know what happens when you push on a water balloon and you press all the water to the back when you press from the front, right? So we're going to actually treat our lungs like water balloons, like air balloons, and help them expand 360 degrees in all directions. Your turn. You're going to lie on your back with your knees bent. A gentle arch in your low back. Lengthen your neck. Place your hands just below the breast on the ribs. Interlace your fingers. Please do not do this with force. Just firmly, maybe 10 to 15 pounds of pressure. You're going to root the ribs back and take 3 very big breaths, inviting the breath to deepen into the back body. Do that now. I'm going to come in and watch. Okay. Try not to let the front of the ribs expand up. Adela, looks like Grace likes this exercise a great deal. Monica, work your ribs a little bit more under the breast and don't let them rise with the breath. Good. Well done. That's it. Good, Nicole. Okay, Kathleen, Susanna. Okay, now place your hands above the breast at the top of the lung, above the breast, interlace. A gentle arch in the low back, but don't arch the ribs. Press down firmly, 10 to 15 pounds of pressure. That's it, Danny. And 3 big breaths here. inviting the lung to expand into the back of the heart. You have to be fairly firm for this to happen. That's it. Great, Ingrid. That's it, Andy. Okay. Can't see you, Kathleen, but I trust you got it. After your third breath, wrap one arm under one armpit at the side, wrap the other arm under your other armpit, and snug up. Hold firmly your ribs. You're going to resist the expansion of the ribs laterally now. Really good for the lymph nodes and the glands. Big inhale. And expand laterally against resistance. 3 breaths right under the armpit. That's it. Marge, I can't see you, but I trust you've got it going on. So happy to be here with all of you. After your third breath, move your hands laterally to lateral to the breast and a little bit lower. So you get the lower rib laterally. Snug up, it's strong. 3 big breaths. Very nice. Well done. After your third breath, just place your hands on your heart. Notice the expansion of your lungs, a brightness of your breath, that there's perhaps a greater lung capacity. As we release the diaphragm, we actually release so many tensions from the past. As we open up the hips, unhinge the hips, we unfurl the heart. There's a strong relationship between the hips and the heart. And well done. Roll to your side, please. Come into all fours and then downward facing dog. Rest if you need to. Yoga is not a workout. It's a mindful movement to connect with your depths. Well, please honor that. Downward facing dog. The whole body breathes. Expand the lungs in the back, melt the heart towards the floor. Stretch your spine long. Step your feet together. Take the right leg up to the sky. Bend the knee and stack the right hip over the left. It looks like this. Arms stay strong. Don't let them buckle. Knuckles stay rooted. Head back towards the heel, heel towards the head. Big breath. And exhale into pigeon position with the right leg bent forward and the left leg strong and long behind you. You're in a right pigeon position, Ekapada Raja Kapotasana. Right. Now, if this isn't accessible for you, looks like most of you are, not all of you are in it. I do have pigeon variations I can share with you in a moment. Keep the feet active, left leg long, right knee out to the side. It helps to take the knee out to the side. And if you're dumping or collapsing into your hips, get on your blocks and lift up. Draw your waist long out of your hips. Right. So if you're not doing pigeon, do a figure 4 on your back. You're on your back in figure 4. I'll demonstrate it. The rest of you stay in pigeon. Snug the legs up. And now crescent left and right if you're in pigeon. Like open the ribs to the left, open the ribs to the right. So figure 4 if you want to modify pigeon on your back. Right knee over, right ankle over left knee. Your hands are around the left thigh, or you use a strap. And you draw the left knee towards the chest, and you push the right knee away. Do that for a few breaths. And once you've done your crescent pigeons to the right, Come on up, swing around. The right knee is still bent. Come into half baby cradle. So I keep an arch in my back. I'm not collapsing down. Keep an arch in the back or sit on your blocks. The hips are always higher than the knees to protect the back. Baby cradle. Your hands are wrapped around your left foot. Your leg and your shin are at 90 degrees. The back again is arched. Breathe deeply. If you've got a more flexible practice, draw the knee towards the back body. 3 breaths here, breathing deep prana into whatever trapped energy may be lurking in your hips. Everybody can do this, some version of this. Keep the knee close to the body to keep the knee safe. Nice. Janushirshasana, forward fold. Again, you're on blocks. If you can't sit with an arch in your back, left leg straight out. Right knee flexed. First, get long. Press the left heel down to tonify the muscles in your left leg. And then bow down between your legs. A humble heart with humility. Your toes are pointing straight up. They're not turned left or right. Every inhale, lengthen the spine. Every exhale, fold a little deeper. Again, no force. Honor your body's limitations. Inhale, length. Exhale, fold. Keep it luscious, keep it fluid, keep it succulent, keep it juicy. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. The breath is full and free. Oh, you all look so great. Very nice. Inhale up. Keep the right leg bent. You're either going to keep the left leg straight, or if you have a more advanced practice, cross it over the right for a gentle twist. Or for modification, just the left leg is bent in front of the chest. If you have a more advanced practice, it can step over the bent right leg. Again, you're not in a collapsed seat position. Be on blocks or something so that you have a healthy arch in the back. I use my fingertips to support length between the hips and the pits. Left arm up, and it wraps around the right knee or inside the left knee, sorry. For Ardha Matsyendrasa, king of the fishes or something, I can't remember right now. Take a breath, even yogis forget. And a gentle twist starting from the bottom up. The head goes last. You're going to twist for 3 breaths to your right. Twist even your eyes. If you're in a modified pose, that's fine. Keep the pelvic girdle on, the glutes engaged, the navel drawn in to protect your low back and your sacroilium. Head is back and stacked. Lift your heart. Let your hand reflect the beauty, the goodness in your heart. Spread those fingers. Offer them up. And release down. Wow. We're going to do the second side. Start in downward facing dog, please. If you're a little tired, you can rest. Or if you want to continue, stay mindful. The knuckles are rooted, the arms are strong. Stretch out that dog, the whole body breathes. Left leg up to the sky. Bend the knee. Stack the hips. Keep the arms strong. There's no collapse in the right shoulder. Head reaches back towards the heel. Heel reaches towards the head. Big breath. And exhale into a left pigeon. Knee out to the side, foot engaged. Back leg long, back knee on the floor. No collapse asana. Stay full and bright in your poses. Shoulders back, back of the neck long. Beautiful hip opener. Of course, if your hip hurts, stop. It's okay if the muscles are a little sore or tight. You can breathe into them, but if the joint hurts, stop. A few breaths here, and then crescent left and right a few times, or do the modified version if you have knee issues. Left ankle over right, hands around the right thigh. Push the left knee away, draw the right thigh towards your chest for a lovely modified hip opener. 3 more breaths. Bring the right leg around. Left leg stretches back. You're on your sits bones. You're not rocked back on your coccyx. Beautiful. Legs are strong, hugging towards the midline isometrically. Right heel rooting down into the floor, left heel rooting down. Rise the body up. Exhale and bow. Inhale, lengthen the spine, lengthen the neck. Exhale, bow. 5 more, keeping it delicious and fluid. The left knee tends to migrate forward, so press it back as you bow down. Head stays stacked over your spine. Gorgeous. Just come up to sitting when you're done there. I know some of you have to leave early. It's about 25 after. I'm going to go a little bit late. Stay with me if you can. If you can't, thanks for joining me. We'll continue on for another 5 or 10 minutes actually. Okay, a nice hamstring opener with a block. Please watch. You need a block or a book or a strap for this one. You're on your back. Watch first. Right leg strong and straight, left leg up to the sky. I stretch through my heel, so I'm not pointing my toe, I'm stretching through my heel. The block on the hamstring. And it's isometric. I firmly push the left thigh back as I firmly take with the block in my hands. And you'll find a delicious and safe opening for the hamstring. Adela, try this, but just be careful with it. Okay, your turn. Left side up to the sky first. And I'm going to come in for a look-see. Lovely to open the hamstrings. As the hamstrings open, so does the heart. Great. Okay, good, Susanna. Just, Susanna, stretch through your heel a little bit more. Yes, feel the difference there in the hamstring. Now press your hamstring away from you and pull your hands towards your head. Yeah, so it's isometric, nothing moves. That's a lovely hamstring opener. Perfect, Danny. Yep. Couple more breaths here. That's it, Monica. So glad you joined us. Cheryl, I can't see you, but I'm glad you're here. Okay, second side. Actually, just lay that left leg down. Notice the difference, the groundedness and the length between the left and the right leg. Can you notice that? Yummy. The body wants to be flexible and spacious. And when we do yoga with good alignment, all kinds of magic happens in the body. Second side, 5 breaths. Monica, lower your block a bit closer to your sits bone and open that part of your hamstring. I can't see you, Rita, but thanks for joining us. I trust your hamstrings are opening gently and nicely. Susanna, that's perfect. Kathleen, that looks great. I trust you're stretching through your heel. Anna, stretch more through your heel. Wrap your hands around your Straighten your left leg, Anna. Put your hands around the hamstring. Lower, lower. Now pull with the hands and push that right thigh towards the wall away from you. Go ahead and push. Push. No, no, no. Just straight away from you. Push straight away from you. But it's isometric, Anna. Don't move your leg. So your hands pull at 20 pounds, your thigh presses at 20 pounds. Yes, you found it. Well done. So many of you have your cats and dogs joining you. Cats and dogs love yoga. They're not dumb. What's the first thing they do in the morning? Big stretches, right? Well done. Okay, stretch that leg down. Take a moment to pause. Sense yourself deeply. Feel the vitality, the spaciousness, the aliveness in your legs, your hips, and your pelvis. Invite that vitality and spaciousness into your heart, your awakening heart. Very nice. Now roll to your side, come up to sitting. I want to do a little meditation. You must sit on something so that you have your hips higher than your knees, always. Close your eyes and turn inside. One hand on your belly. Notice the groundedness. Perhaps there's energy and aliveness. Notice the groundedness. One hand on your heart. Sweetheart, your heart. What has your heart been through that needs to be caressed with gentle, loving kindness and acknowledged? Various losses or hurts, unexpressed anger, fear. How have you hurt yourself in some subtle way? Are you judgmental? Do you tend not to listen to the wisdom of your heart? Do you let your mind override the longings in your heart? Who in your life has encouraged you, mentored you, supported you, had your back? Take a moment and allow some of that heart energy to move in the direction of those people who have held you and helped you, including yourself. What are the challenges you've seen in your life? Difficulties, hurts, wounds, betrayals. Can your heart awaken enough to hold that too, to turn inside with tenderness and honor all things your precious heart has been through, rather than affirmations and denial or repression, saccharine platitudes? No, go inside, meet your heart and everything it has to say. Can you extend some of this heart energy towards the challenges you've had, or the challenging people or events, people you don't necessarily see eye to eye with? Can you extend a little compassion and care in the direction of those, perhaps, who have done you wrong? And you can release your hands, keep your eyes closed. Turn inside to the subtle and vibrant energy of your heart, the grounded and settled presence in your pelvis. Quiet the mind. You get distracted by external events, or the monkey mind and its judgments. Come back to sensing yourself deeply. We'll stay in quiet meditation for a few minutes. If you're not comfortable in your body, please do get comfortable in your body. Your awareness today is on honoring whatever occupies your heart. If we lived in a culture where people were more inclined to turn towards their hearts, its hurts, its joys, its love of the sacred, its connection to spirit, true nature, God, we would live in a whole different country and planet. I believe part of the solution is coming home to healing our hearts and helping our hearts awaken. We take it off the mat into our lives and communities, and we make life-affirming choices, heart-affirming choices, as opposed to life-dimming and heart-dimming choices. Please fold your hands in front of your hearts. If you care to join me in chanting one final Om, I'm going to be sending this Om to all people, all colors, all religions, all political beliefs, anybody who has suffered currently, in the past, or in the future. You send your Om and your heart energy anywhere you like, whether it's to yourself or someone else. Big full inhale. Such a delight to practice with you. I'm going to try and unmute all of you if I can figure that out. Or you unmute yourselves. I'd like to make an announcement if you can sit tight for another minute. Where'd my mute button go?